See him is Dan Derepentigny. Derepentigny. Well, that's going to... Anyway, on the left with the robe is Daniel Hunt. Hunt is from Ottawa, and the other Dan is from Manchester, New Hampshire. 135 pounds. This is a super lightweight contest scheduled for 5 rounds.
We see George Govro in Hunt's corner there, the number 6 ranked heavyweight in the world. In the Derepentigny's corner is Peter Murphy.
This is round 1. We're scheduled for 5. And starting off the action with a side kick is Derepentigny.
Good stiff side kick. You could hear it smack the bottom rib there.
Looks like a mighty quick left hand on the part of Hunt.
Oh, good right hand there by Derepentigny, right on the temple of Hunt. And Hunt throws his kick just like Jean-Yves Thériault, the world middleweight champion. Big step, good solid kicks, hard kicks.
Both these guys look good.
Both are very crisp, good, crisp, clean hand movements inside. Both guys' eyes wide open, picking their target.
Hunt said he wanted to fight with his hands and use his brain and set those kicks up. Derepentigny said he wanted to fight fast, smooth, and aggressive. So far, both these guys are aggressive.
Good head movement then by Derepentigny up against the rope.
These guys are quick. They usually are in the super lightweight division. We're scheduled for 5. This is round 1. Derepentigny with his back to you with the black stripes on his pants.
Nice combination then by Derepentigny. Spinning back fist followed by a right hand. Crowd liked that one. Boy, Hunt's really picking his shots with that right hand. You see him zeroing in with those eyes right in on the jaw. That round kick that he throws him close is lethal.
And staring at each other at the end of that first round.
Good round.
Danny Hunt threw 12 kicks. Derepentigny threw 10 kicks in that round.
You see Hunt there, he has a kicking style just like Thériault. Derepentigny has good kicks as well. But I would say the more effective of the two then were Hunt. This was a right hand. He's followed with a spinning back fist that missed and another right hand. You see nothing landed. Crowd really liked that combination, though. You can imagine how complicated that is to throw and keep your balance.
Spinning back fist we've seen in the super lightweight division before, and it is a very effective weapon. Peter Murphy talking to Derepentigny. There's J.T. Will, our center referee.
Derepentigny with 11 kicks in that round, Hunt with 12, and both men were blasting with those kicks, really fighting with them. Those were not just mandatory kicks. They were trying to get out of the way. And that is so typical of your better fighters in karate. You hear the sound of those. Those are going right into the kidney. You can act like they don't hurt, but you really start thinking about those things.
Very fast, very sharp inside moves with the hands by Hunt. Derepentigny fighting back off the rope.
Neither man seems to be intimidated, overly impressed by the other.
You see a lot of speed in these lighter weight divisions. Most of these PKA fighters are very fast, but the lighter weight divisions look a lot faster because they're smaller. There's a right hand out of that by Derepentigny. It was a good right hand. Seems to be ducking and covering well.
Little head slammed together there, and doesn't seem to be any damage.
Notice the straight-up fighting style of Hunt.
Oh, there was an interesting little headbutt in by Derepentigny. Went down and brought his head up right under the chin. Referee didn't see it.
Hunt has a stand-up style similar to the world champion, Johnny Theriault, who is one of his training mates. Derepentigny likes to duck his head down, get low. More of a boxing fighting style. These guys just don't quit. This is only round 2. There's a spinning back fist. That one landed.
Well, these guys are giving them their money's worth.
And a little punch right at the bell. The crowd didn't like that one. Neither did Derepentigny. That's the end of round number 2. We're scheduled for 5. Each fighter has to kick at least 8 times per round, but these fighters are kicking much more than their minimum kicking requirement of 8 times.
Well, this was a tough one to score. I've got both the first 2 rounds scored even. It's hard for me to pick a man that's superior in these 2. The techniques are good. The effectiveness is the same.
Now watch this spin.
It landed, but it landed back on the trapezius muscle just below the neck there. No real damage done with it.
That's probably the reason Hunt was still standing. And there's a good uppercut.
10 kicks by Derepentigny. Total of 21 at the end of 2. Hunt with 14, total of 26 at the end of 2. Here again, you see the better fighters do not have to worry about the kicks. It's no real concern for them. But if you have a man who's in the early part of his career, has not fought before, believe me, trying to get those kicks off is so much harder than it looks.
There he is. By the effort that Derepentigny puts in those kicks, they take a lot of energy.
Boy, he landed 2 solid punches in, one on the left jaw, one on the right jaw. Hunt just took him and came right back with combinations.
There's that spinning move again, but he didn't throw the spinning back fist.
Derepentigny is catching him with jabs on the way in there, but when they trade jabs, it seems that Hunt has the better of the 2.
Both these fighters look as though they may be right up in the contender ranks in no time flat.
Jean-Yves has a brother in this division. Johnny Theriault's brother, Red Theriault, fights in the super lightweight division. I imagine both these guys have a chance to spar with him. That spinning back fist landed. Looked like it should have been on the forearm. He's getting a 1-point foul. It landed high. Crowd doesn't like that. It was a nice, clean technique, but it was high on the forearm.
And it has to hit on the glove to be legal.
Boy, Hunt with a good stiff, straight right hand inside. A lot of Hunt's blows in this round are catching Derepentigny on the arms. Derepentigny has landed blows like that one. He landed the round kick to the kidney early in the round, but he's taking these blows on the arm. That means I'd have Derepentigny leading at this point in the round.
What kind of effect does the cumulative effect cause with all of these punches that are landing in this fight?
Well, one single blow by these guys isn't a knockout punch, but they do add up. As you said, there's a cumulative effect, which means that after you catch so many punches, your reflexes begin to go on you. Hunt, you see, is not reacting quite as well at this point in the fight as he was earlier.
That's the bell for round number 3.
Great finish to that round. I would have to have given it to Derepentigny, Ken Nye. Crowd loving it.
Crowd showing their approval for both these fighters. Remember, there was a 1-point foul in that round because of the spinning back fist that actually was a spinning forearm, landed on the forearm.
No damage done with it, but he had done it several times before. Had one time that was marginal, but he did get a penalty for that one.
Now let's take a look at this from round 3. You see where the forearm landed on the chin. The glove actually went around behind the head. And the referee immediately steps in. J.T. Will, one of the more experienced PKA referees, steps in and awards a 1-point foul, which also gave Hunt time to shake off any effects of that forearm on the chin.
So where I would have had Derepentigny winning that round 10-9, taking away that point makes the score on my card 9-9. Derepentigny with 30 kicks at the end of 3. Hunt with 36. Both men still kicking hard. Both men still punching very crisply.
Derepentigny had Hunt in the neutral corner, backed off, decided to get another go at it. Both fighters kicking. Derepentigny lost his balance. It's a slip, not a knockdown. You'll count it like that on your scorecard. You can hear how hard those kicks actually land when they land on the arms, on the kidney, on the back.
Derepentigny is very smooth inside. He is keeping his head out of the way of a lot of those punches inside. His eyes are wide open. You see his bob and weave there, head down under the punch, watching and coming back with the counters.
Hunt back in his own corner, trying to fight out. Still using that stand-up style of fighting here in round 4. Both fighters have already met their minimum kicking requirements and more. Now Derepentigny back against his own corner.
And he's landed 3 hard right hands on Hunt coming off the rope. He's picked off almost everything with his arms and his gloves. Hunt's just patty caking in there, wanting to throw a hard shot with Derepentigny against the rope. But Derepentigny was getting the advantage.
Was on the shoulder. The crowd liked it, but no effect.
Bounced from the shoulder up to the cheekbone, but as you say, did not hit hard enough. Most of the sting was in the shoulder. It was right on target as far as the glove was concerned.
Look at this pace. These fighters have kept that pace up for 4 solid rounds. We have 1 round remaining, and these guys haven't backed off, and the crowd is showing their appreciation for that. We have a capacity crowd with standing room only here in the Ottawa Civic Center.
See George Govro working with a little bit fatigued Hunt there. Derepentigny there with Peter Murphy still seems clean and crisp. He's landed the better blows in the last 2 rounds.
Derepentigny on the right, Hunt on the left.
Bouncing off the shoulder. You don't see the depth perception there on the screen, but it bounced off the shoulder up onto the cheekbone. Derepentigny definitely with the better blows in the last 2 rounds. I've had him winning the last 2 rounds, but the foul in the 3rd round cost him. So I've got him leading by 1 point at the end of 4. Hunt really needs to come back strong in this round. Derepentigny with 41 kicks thus far. Hunt with 49.
After 4, unofficially here at ringside, we only have it separated by 1 point, and it looks as though they're going to keep that pace up through the 5th round. This is the final round.
It'd be hard for either man to think at this point that he was absolutely and totally winning Derepentigny because of that foul. And Hunt has to know that he has not been catching him solid as he would like to. I would say both men have every intention of finishing strong.
There's a left by Hunt and an evasive move that was very, very good. Neither of these fighters backs up when he gets up against the ropes. He just fights back. Good sportsmanship on the part of Hunt. He just moved out of the corner, allowed Derepentigny to get his leg back in the ropes. That's a problem you don't see in boxing matches, getting your leg caught through the ropes.
There's that Derepentigny moving inside those punches and then coming back with that hard right, hard left. He comes out of that blocking posture and comes on hard. And Hunt's been caught with that more than 8 or 10 times in this fight. Hunt must feel like he's winning now. The crowd doesn't like that tactic. They want to see him mix it up the way he has been. Boy, he buckled his knees with that right hand of Hunt.
Again with his back up against the ropes. Hunt now trying to dodge the punches rather than block.
Oh, the hard blows are by Derepentigny, though. You can see the head snapping back on Hunt from here.
Hunt doesn't seem to have anything left in those punches. And that's the bell for the end of the fight. And both fighters finishing strong, but I believe Derepentigny.
Much of the crowd's on his feet here, Larry.
And they are showing their appreciation. The crowd is now standing up, giving both these fighters a standing ovation.
A standing ovation for that one. Good crowd here in the Ottawa Civic Center. I've got Derepentigny with a 2-point lead there at the end. No way to tell when it's that close how it'll go. Hunt had 60 kicks in 5 rounds. Derepentigny had 50 kicks.
Well, as they're getting ready for the judge's decision, another hand for Derepentigny. That's a young fighter with a brilliant future ahead of him.
Yeah, both fighters have a good future. It seemed to me that, as we see here in the end, that Derepentigny was making the punches miss, but he was landing his own. You see the subtle head movement of Derepentigny as he's going under virtually every punch thrown by Hunt. And out of his crouch would come with a good solid blows. Even when they missed, he was ready to come back with something else.
Now that seemed to work real well in Derepentigny's case, but it has cost fighters a fight before. Ducking down like that, you duck into a kick, it can be all over.
Well, I should say he was close enough in that he didn't have to worry about the kick. Very often the fighters will try that when they're kicking distance. That is a problem.
And I believe we're ready for the official decision.
Hunt on the left of our screen, Derepentigny on the right.
And J.T. Will, the center referee. And now, here's George Sylvain with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judge's decision. Judge Day scores the fight 48 points for Hunt, 47 points for Derepentigny.
A wide margin.
48-47.
Oh, excuse me, I heard it wrong.
Scores the fight 49 points for Hunt, 48 points for Derepentigny.
I believe Hunt is going to be the official winner, which will contradict our scores here at ringside.
He's the hometown favorite.
Scores the fight 49 points for Hunt, 46 points for Derepentigny.
And the winner is Danny Hunt by unanimous decision. We disagreed here at ringside on Joe Corley's scorecard, and the crowd apparently disagreed. They're not very happy with that, but Derepentigny is a good sportsman. He shakes the hand.
We'll see a lot from both these guys.
We'll be back with more PKA Karate. And don't forget, we have the world middleweight champion in a 7-rounder with Glenn Norris. It's all coming up when we return after this.